Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Tractorman 44 here. Hey, we just fixed that came out of this rusty tire. It actually had a thorn hole in it. Not a big deal. We hot patched it. But now you kind of wonder what we do with all the barnacles and all the rust and stuff that's built up on the inside of these things here. First thing I do typically is I like to go ahead and mount it back onto the tractor with a couple of studs and beat it with a hammer to knock all the big loose flakes off of it. And then I'll go ahead and hit it with a buffing wheel or a grinding wheel, either one, just to take the next layer off. But then when it gets down to the nitty gritty, this is exactly what I do. Got this fancy little tool right here. It's got a whole bunch of needles. I think they call it a needle scaler. We're going to go ahead and knock off some of that with the needle scaler. But I got to put my earplugs in first. Well, you get the idea. We got to go all the way around and get all the surfaces, get all the barnacles and stuff knocked off. We'll hit it with a wire wheel on an angle grinder. Then we're going to go ahead and go about the business of priming it, and then going ahead and put some Rustoleum on it just to protect it. We've got most of the scale off now, so now we're going to go ahead and use the buffing wheel. But I got to keep the camera way far away because this grinding dust can mess up the workings of that the telescoping lens. You get the idea. I'll go all the way around there, then we'll come back. And once I got most of the dust and rust and everything off of it, I'll wash them down with carburetor cleaner or brake clean, either one, and give it just a quick wipe down with a cotton cloth. And then we're ready to put a little sealer or a Rustoleum primer or a primer paint combination in whatever color I happen to have around. Doesn't really matter to me. It's going to be inside. The thing of it is we want to lock that rust and keep it from coming back and giving us a problem in the future. Now, invariably, if you happen to have old paint like I've got, I end up with these things at farm auctions and everything. Heck, sometimes I buy 15 or 20 of these things for $1, And what happens is sometimes the sprayer end has been used just a little bit and then plugged up, or it's lost its propellant, either one. They're so old. But no matter, what I do is I cut the tops of these out and then go ahead and paint along with the paintbrush. Works really, really well. But if there's actually any pressure in it at all, take a rag and fold the rag about 4 times over, and then right here in the center of this, hold it real tight and drive a punch or a scratch all through the rag, and then just kind of let whatever pressure's in there, let it escape. Then you go ahead and cut the top out, and you have a nice little container full of paint that you can paint with a paintbrush. We'll probably put a couple of coats on there. And if we're lucky, this won't plug up. But if it does, we have a plan. Well, you got the idea. I'm going to turn this thing white, and then we'll come back. Now, there'll be a little thick and thin hitting it like that, but that's okay. We'll put another coat on it tomorrow, and we'll fill up the low spots. Not looking too bad, if I got to say so myself. I guess maybe I do. I did see some thin spots on the inside, but the last thing I want to do is put another coat on before this gets fully dry, because you'll never have satisfaction that way. So I'm going to let it sit here all night, and put another coat on her tomorrow. And the next thing we'll be doing will be mounting the tire and putting the tube in, and hopefully moving this half of the tractor outside with a little bit of luck. You know what? This is Tractorman 44, and I'm out of here, guys.